I want to talk about lab tests and specifically touch on food sensitivity testing. I'm seeing a lot of information going around, and it's clearly meant to be polarizing, and that is very frustrating. It's like, it's polarizing, it's meant to grab your attention, and a lot of it is just not true. And I want to talk about this, the complexity, because first off, any lab test, um, when you're looking at the body, is more complex. It's more complicated than it seems because we are complex creatures. And that's part of this, is that no lab test is as good as the result. It's only as good as the person who has taken the time to get to know the person who took the lab and understand them on an energetic, mental, physical level, and what is going on in all areas systemically in the body, not just that particular lab, and the person's education and knowledge to read the lab and put all of the information and make the connections together. That is what is important first. Second, when it comes to food sensitivities testing, what I'm hearing people say, and this came up again in these videos that I'm seeing, and then also a few different clients have asked when I went to offer a food sensitivities test. And I don't offer food sensitivities tests to everyone. It's only when we want to collapse time on the healing journey. So what's happening here is when the gut is disrupted and it's out of integrity, leaky gut, your macronutrients that you eat, your fats, carbs, proteins, are supposed to get broken down into micronutrients that then go through this tight mesh, this tight villi through the gut into the bloodstream, and that's how we get fed some of our vitamins and our minerals and all of that. Now, when the gut is out of integrity, things get through, including toxins and bacteria, all of these other things get through that shouldn't be, and this can turn on and tag the immune system. Now, this is why some people say, well, I did this test and like everything came up. I mean, it's not realistic to eliminate 30, 40 foods. Yeah, no, that's where their practitioner comes in and takes a look at the molecular structure of what's actually getting tagged. So it's not like, okay, tomato showed up, eliminate tomatoes. It's like a tomato showed up, and these are all of the different foods that are similar in a molecular structure as that tomato. And what are the channels? Like, is it lectins, is it aquaporin? Like all of these things that are like deep science, that's actually tagging the immune system. And that's what we look at. And then we look at these groups, and then it's like, okay, these are the groups, and how else is this showing up in either other lab tests or in your body? Like these groups have these kind of inflammatory markers and these kind of inflammatory responses and reactions in the body. So it's not just about eliminating every single food. It's like, what are the levels, and then what are we looking for? Sometimes it's mold or bacteria that are attached to those foods in general. So it's how do we heal and seal the gut, calm down the immune system and the inflammatory responses by immediately targeting some of these molecular structures. Then reintroducing the foods group by group that we can tell that are really healthy for you, because just because a food is healthy doesn't mean it's healthy for you. And that's kind of where this comes in. So you don't have to do food sensitivity testing, but what it does do is gives us deeper information and helps connect the dots and collapse the time on the healing process. But 100%, these do help, especially when somebody's tried other things and nothing is working, especially when you've tried eliminating. Like, you don't need to eliminate everything. You need a practitioner who knows what the hell they're doing. So I hope this helps clear up some of this, but the main points I'd like you to get from this 4-minute message, if you stayed this long, is it's the quality of the test and the person who is taking the time to get to know all of you, and the education of them reading the test. So to say something is bunk, to say something doesn't make sense, so I'm not going to do it, instead of actually finding somebody who knows what they're talking about, is a thing.